U.S. exports of ethanol and distillers grains showed resilience in 2021 as the global economy faced supply chain challenges. That's according to a new set of reports from the Renewable Fuels Association. Joining us now is RFA's chief economist, Scott Richmond, here to break it all down for us. And Scott, thank you so much for joining us. So let's talk about the standouts from your ethanol trade summary report. Let's start there.
Yeah, well, it's good to join you. And it was a solid year overall. Like you said, the full year trade data are now out, and the numbers were pretty good considering that the global transportation fuel market was still dealing with the pandemic last year. In terms of volume, it was a top 5 year for both ethanol and distillers grains. And if you look at value, the value of exports, it was the second highest ever for ethanol, and it was a record year for distillers grains. So, like you said, we dealt with a lot last year, but the export market was pretty resilient.
What do you think contributed to these numbers?
Well, I think that we had some good developments in key markets. And, if you look at China stepped back into the market as a buyer, as a large-scale buyer in a big way. They purchased about 100 million gallons of ethanol, and we exported a little bit over 1.2 billion gallons. So that was extremely important. South Korea emerged as a significantly larger buyer. And Canada is typically our largest and steadiest market. And they even took more last year. And, you look at some of the challenges that happened around, and even India, which, of course, had, horrible experience with the Delta variant of the virus. India was still our second largest market, and shipments there just barely ticked down from 2020. So overall, the dynamics that went on with different countries went well. The one exception was Brazil, where they've got a punitive tariff on all of our gallons that go there, and shipments were down by about 60%. But other than that one exception, the market was pretty solid.
Well, the second trade report covers co-product exports as well, including distillers grains. Talk about the highlights that you saw there.
Yeah, and that is kind of a glass half full story. Not only did we increase our shipments of distillers grains, but we had to work around a lot. If you think about what was going on, what you saw, the stories about the ports and containers and all that went on, we ship out a lot of distillers grains by containers. And the companies that sell their distillers grains, the marketers for distillers grains, really had to work around that. And we shipped a lot to other North American countries. Mexico is our top destination again. Canada was a solid destination, and we still had very solid exports to different parts of Asia. So it was really a kind of a tribute to the ability of the companies that were selling co-products to work around all those supply chain issues.
Well, Scott, thank you so much for joining us and breaking this all down for us. Renewable Fuels Association Chief Economist Scott Richmond. Again, we appreciate your time.